Okay, we're going to go ahead and start the double slider ride, and this is our final drawing. And most of this will be driven by the kids' free choices, and so they're going to have to keep engineering notes of all the choices that they made. There's going to be containing three basic parts to get it started. There's going to be a base, a slider, and then a platform that goes on top of that. And then from above the platform, it's really anything goes. And so we're going to go ahead and set the working directory for double slider ride here. And we're going to start with the first part, which is going to be the base itself. And when I say anything goes, what I mean is that all the shapes and sizes are driven by the student, and everything needs to be engineered to fit together. So if they make their base, 10 units wide, then everything is, sized to fit a 10 unit base. If they make it 100, that's fine too. They just want to be in charge of the numbers that they pick, and then be taking notes. And the notes are actually worth 5 points at the end, that they've kept good track of what they're doing. So we're going to make a base part. Click OK, and again, yours does not have to look anything like this. It can be totally creative, but it's basically going to operate in the same manner. So I'm going to go ahead and extrude I'm going to go from the top and go to sketch view, some kind of creative looking base. So I'm going to put some center lines in, and again, you don't have to draw it in this way. I'm just giving you some ideas to think about. And I'm going to start with a rectangle, snap it across these center lines to make it equal, and I'm going to put in numbers 100. And again, you could put 50, you could put 20, it's up to you. And then I'm going to go ahead and accept it like this. I'm going to do something fairly, well, you know what, let's do a little bit different here. Let's put a circle on here too. So let's make a circle come out a little bit past this point right here, like right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim out part of these lines here. So I'm going to take this out, I'm going to take this out, and just give it a more interesting shape. And if you want to make the bottom look like a star, or you want to make the bottom look like a diamond, or whatever you're looking for, it's your ride. You're going to make your own creative amusement park ride here. So that's what I'm going to go for. But roughly the size is 100, so just keeping that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and accept this. And there's the thickness, it's way too thick. So we'll go ahead and try 20. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it still might be a little bit too thick. So how about 10? Maybe 5. Let's go back to 10. Okay, so it's kind of a work in progress. Go ahead and accept that. And that's going to be the rough start of my base. Now, we're going to make 2 dovetail cutouts that go through the centered plane. So it's important that you have these planes here to center those dovetail cutouts. Every spinny ride in the class will contain these dovetail cutouts, similar to what we did in the car. But I'm going to go ahead and chamfer first this edge as it goes all the way around, just to give it a little bit more detail. These rounds and chamfers are going to make it look like a finished part, so it's important that you do that. And I'm going to go ahead and accept this. And so that's what I've got so far. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut the dovetail cutouts through there. So we're going to use extrude. I'm going to draw on this surface right there and go to sketch view. And I'm going to have to set a reference here. I'm going to set it at the top. And then I'm going to draw in a dovetail cutout. Now you want the cutout going in this direction so that this slider that's going to go in there doesn't pop out on its own. And then you're driving the dimensions, so whatever you want to label here, or whatever numbers you want. I'm going to go ahead and use 60, and then I'm going to make the other side the same. So I'm going to go click, click, middle click with my dimension, make that 60. I'm going to make an overall width up here of 20. I think that looks good, and then I'm going to center it, so this will be 10. So now I just need, actually I don't need the height because the angle is going to set that. So then I would record this, and I would write this down on a piece of paper and make a rough drawing, showing how big the base is here, how big the dovetail cutout is, and then I'm going to run this dovetail cutout all the way through my base. So we're going to have this, come all the way back through here and remove material. And that is going to be, the start of our actual cutout. Now as I look at this, I'm thinking this is too big. So I'm actually going to go back and edit this a little bit, and I want to make this just a little bit smaller. I think that's going to be too big for our ride. So I'm going to make this 10, and I'm going to make this 5. And then I do need to address my height here. So I'm going to say from the top of the cutout to the bottom of the cutout. And let's make this, I think we had 10, so let's make this 5. I think that's going to look a little bit better. Now when I accept it, let's get an idea. Yeah, that's more what I'm looking for. And so we'll go ahead and duplicate that on this other side then and run it through there. And that's where we'll pick up on our next tutorial.